Hey, hi all. So today we shall be going through that of problem solving. That is selection, sort, all the sorting algorithms. We shall be learning that. Fine, yes. And the most important thing about sorting algorithm that I'm going to speak is we'll be breaking down into problems. I'm also very much beginner, and I would be breaking this problem into chunks. Fine, yeah. So first of all, let me share up my screen. Now, selection sort is all about we'll have an array given. Let me say 9, 1, 5, 10, 88, and 65 are the elements that array has. Now, selecting minimum and swap, that is what selection sort does. Selecting minimum of this array and then swapping it with its position. So from this, if we iterate which one is the smallest element, 1. So 1 shall come at the 0th index, and whatever be at 0th index shall take up the place of that of the element that is being put at the 0th index. So 9 will go on the place of 1. Similarly, now iteration will happen only in this. We will find only the in this what is the smallest element in it. It will be 5. 5 will take the first index, and whatever be the position of 5 on that place, on that earlier place will go the 9. Fine, yeah, quite in this way, and it shall be continued, and ultimately we shall end up with 1, 5, 9, 10, 65, and 88. Now let us break this problem, let us break down this problem. First of all, we'll learn how to find minimum element in an array. How to find minimum element in an array. First problem. Given an array, we are given an array. Okay. So find the index of the smallest element. We shall find the index of smallest element in this array. We shall find the index of smallest element in this array. Fine. Yeah. Okay. We shall find the index of smallest element in this array. First of all, see what we shall do. What we shall do, we shall consider a variable named minimum index. Minimum index. We shall put it 0. So what we are considering over here, that let the 0th index element be minimum. Fine. We shall say minimum index be 0. That is assuming first element is minimum. We shall assume that this first element is minimum, and if we compare this with 25, with 12, with 22, with 11, shall we shall get that whether this is smallest or not, right? Yes or no? Yes. If it is, then it shall be the small minimum. We shall just return the index of this, right? Yes or no? Yeah. Now we shall take minimum index as 0. We are assuming that the 0th index element is minimum. Fine, here I have to go through this array, so I'll take a for loop. Let I equals to 1. I shall start from first index. Why? Because this 0th index we have considered as smallest element, and I shall compare that with each and every element that is present inside the array. Fine, yeah. For I equals to 1, I is less than array dot length I plus plus. Okay, so what it will do, it will iterate from this position till that of last. Fine, yes or no? Yes. So it is I equals to 1, I equals to 2, I equals to 3, I equals to 4, right? Yes or no? Yes. Till that position it shall go. Now if array of I, all these elements, right? Array of I is all these elements. If all of this element is less than array of minimum index, if it is less than array of that of minimum index, then that I becomes our minimum index. Are you getting that? Are you getting that? So we are comparing all of these elements with that of arrow, this first element, right? Yes or no? Yes. Now see what will happen. First iteration, I is 1, array of 1 is less than array of 0. Is this true? Is this true? Is this true? Yes. Yes. We get to know that this first element is less than 64, so therefore our minimum index changes. Our minimum index changes. See, it's very easy. It's very easy to understanding. You are given a set of numbers. Don't think of it array also. You are given a set of numbers. You are given numbers like 64, 25, 12, 22, 11. Okay, you are given numbers like 64, 25, 12, 22, 11. Now assume that, now you think that you are a computer. Okay, computer doesn't just see it like our eyes interpret it and then we just say, oh, this is the answer. No, it doesn't do that, right? Yeah, it doesn't have those eyes. It works on some logic, it works on some bits, right? So what it does, it needs an approach. It needs an approach, a proper approach. Fine, yeah. So you, first of all, let us consider the machine considers 64 is your smallest element. 64 is your smallest element it considers. Okay, what if, next what it will think, okay, it should compare with these elements to find out whether this is the smallest element or not, what we have considered 64, right? It is the smallest element or not. So it needs logic to compare. So to go through these remaining elements, we are taking a for loop, right? Machine is understanding that, yeah, you are going through these other elements also, right? Yes or no? Yes. When going through these other elements, when going through these other elements, what shall happen? Okay, when going through other elements and comparing with it with 64, you will compare 64 and 25. You find that 25 is smallest. Okay, then you compare, then you got 25 being smallest than 64, right? Yes or no? Yes. So minimum index is going to be 1 over here, right? Yes or no? Yes. Now try understanding. Now you have got some element which is less than 64, right? Yes. So this is the element. Then you shall compare it with 12. This 25 you shall compare it with 12. You get to know that this 12 is again less than 25, right? Yes or no? Yes. So the second index is the minimum index, right? Now you shall compare it with 22. You get to know that this second is the smallest than this third index, so second remains our minimum index. Now again you compare this 12 with 11. You get to know that 12 is greater than 11, or you can say 11 is less than 12, so the minimum elements index is actually 4, right? Yes or no? Yes. So if I actually return the minimum index over here, that will be what, 4, right? Yes or no? Yes. So what I did, I compared 64 with 25. Then I tried to find which is the smallest element between them. Then I found the smallest element between them being 25. I took its index. I took its index, right? Yes or no? Yes. Then I compared 25 and 12. Then I took the index of the smallest element among them. Then I compared 12 with 22. I got to know that 12 is the smallest index, so it remained smallest index. It didn't change this time. Then I compared 12 with 11, right? I got to know that 11 is smaller than 12, so I took the minimum index to be 4, right? As soon as this is how it worked. This is how it worked, right? So via for loop, what I'm actually trying to achieve, I say I equals to 1, I is less than array dot length I plus plus. Fine. If array of I is less than array of minimum index, I'm saying whatever minimum index I have considered, I have that value. I'm going to compare that value with the remaining elements of the array. So what I did over here, the 25 is the first index value and it is less than 64, right? Yes or no? Yes. The minimum index array value, and minimum index still is, the minimum index value has changed, right? Whenever you are putting something like this, it is going to be changed, right? You are assuming this is not correct answer that you have, you are assuming this, right? Yes or no? Yeah. And then the minimum index changes to 1, then the minimum index changes to 2 when you compare second with the first element. Then you are going to find out over here it is false, so this doesn't get executed, so I gets incremented, and I shall be over here on the 11th. So you get the value of that. Great, right? Yes or no? Yeah. That is how we have solved it, finding the minimum index. Fine. Yeah. Now next is, let me give a small portion of something, a small portion of array, and I want you to find in that portion of array which is the minimum index value, right? I shall specify you that you just make search between this start index and the end index and find the smallest element among them only. I don't want among the whole array. So the first question was finding the smallest element in the whole of the array. Now I will specify your range, right? Yes. How great it is. See, understand it. Understand the thought process. Understand the thought process. It is very important that you understand the thought process. Now we can't take 0. Why I didn't take 0? Because we are not going to make the search from the 0th index till that of last index. Now we are being specified that our index they will be giving us from the question, our index they will be giving us the range from which I need to start the search, right? Yes or no? Yes. From where I need to start the search, right? Yeah. So they shall be giving us. So we have the array and they have specified the start index from where to start, right? Yes or no? Yes. So we have passed them as parameters over here. These are called arguments and these are called parameters. That's fine. So start index initially being 2 now, right? Yes or no? Yes. Now see how we are generalizing it. Earlier we had put 0 and it needs to start from 0th index, right? Yes or no? Yes. It needs to start from considering 0th index as the minimum index, right? Yes or no? Yes. But now see we are generalized it. Now we can pass 3, we can pass 4, we can pass 5, we can pass something else out of the range also, no problem with that. Yeah. But now we have generalized this, we have generalized it to find from a specific range. How we generalized it? Great, right? Yeah, we have put over here variable. So start index would start from the second index, right? As soon as, and that is our minimum index. Now let I equals to start index. Let I equals to start index. So I is what? I is what? I is what? 2, right? As soon as, yes. So from the second index inclusive, I is less than array dot length. It is less than this array dot length. Fine. Yes or no? Yeah. Yes or no? Yeah. Cool. And I plus plus. Now what we do over here? Simplest thing. What we do over here? We are going to take all of these elements that are in the array and we are going to compare it with that of the start index, right? Yes or no? Yes. Because now see, array of I is less than array of start index. What it shall do? Array of I is what? It is going to go through each and every element. It is going to compare with each and every element. If it finds the condition true, then the value of that of minimum index is going to change, right? Yes or no? Yes. Because we find a minimum index, when comparing we find a minimum index, value of minimum index changes, right? Yes or no? Yes. And each and every time you find the element to be this condition to be true, each and every time you find this condition to be true, the minimum index value changes, right? Yes or no? Yeah. You get that? It's simple. It's simple. Fine. Yeah. So this was our second question, finding minimum minimum in a specific range that we are provided. That's cool. Cool, yeah. And the third and the most important one, which I find very, 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 very important, is about swapping. Is about swapping. It's very important thing. So in ES6 JS, we have something called destructuring assignment, and it is very important. Okay, it's very important that you understand this. Is the greatest concept, I would say. Swapping. Fine, yeah. Now swap elements at two given positions. Okay, I too don't have a thought process of swapping all that, but let us understand it. Let us go through it, because just telling that I don't know, that makes thousand people go in front of you and they do crack a job, and you still be here and just keep saying that, oh, I wasn't able to do because I didn't have resources, I wasn't able to do because I didn't have support from somebody, or my life was going some hellish. We can't imagine that, right? Yeah. Or I was distracted, or all that is fucking bullshit. All that, those are reasons which losers give to themselves. Okay, you need to find your way of understanding, way of cracking jobs, way of writing your own solutions. It's very important, you know. Okay, let us try understanding this. Now we have promised to swap elements at two given positions. So let us take function, what you say, function keyword, then the function name, swap, and then whatever it is, and then this swap function will be called. Can you just create this much? It is the simplest, I would say, template for writing a function and function call, right? Yeah. Now to swap, what we will be passing, we'll passing the array and the positions to swap, right? Yes or no? Yes. So we are learning here how to swap between two positions, right? Yeah. So let me just consider an array over here, the same elements, I would say. Okay, I'll put it down over here. Cool. Then let me pass the start and the last index between which the swapping is to be done. Okay, so that is the first and the last element between whom the swap is to be done. So let me specify here. So we have swap the first and last. Okay, okay, fine. Yes or no? Yes, you get that? Yeah, you get that? Yep, yeah. Now in here goes the array, then we have the index 1, and then we have the index 2, right? Yes or no? Yeah, cool. Yes, we have the index 1, index 2, 0 being the index 1, 4 being the index 2, right? Yes, you get that? Don't let the other thoughts creep into you. If you are a beginner like me, you can join me with this journey, you can follow me up. Fine, yeah. Don't let some creepy people interpret or just intrude in your mind, you know. It's hell like anything. So you need to focus it on. You can do it. I know that you can do it. You can do it, right? Yeah. So we will be making use of that of ES6 destructuring assignment. Okay, so now we have array. If I want to access some index within array, I will say index 1, right? This is index 2, then swapping it with index 2 comma index 1. Okay, now what we do over here, we place it them in that of brackets like this for this to take place, for this swapping to take place. Now with the help of that of ES6 destructuring assignment, this swapping would take place. The index of 2 shall be placed in index of 1, and index of 1 shall be placed in that of index of 2. You get that? Yes or no? Great. Yeah. Then we say console.log. The most important thing, that is, instead of placing it like this, let me place it in a variable. Let test arr equals to this, and let me have over here test arr, and then console.log test arr. What things would happen over here? Try understanding that. Test arr is here, and zeros. This fourth index shall be changed with zeroth, and zeroth shall be changed with fourth, something else, right? That's on here. If we just open it in server, live server, inspect it. Sorry for this. This is not how it should be. Inspect it, console, just reload it, and you could see what we can see, that the zeroth index 64 is swapped with that of the fourth index 0, 1, 2, 3, fourth index 11, right? As soon as this is swapped, right? Yeah, it's swapped. Great, great. That was easy, right? Swapping two elements. Yeah. So we are done with the third problem that would help us solve the selection sort. Fine. Yeah. Swapping of the elements. Now next. See, next problem. I think so. It's important, very important to understand it. Okay. It's very important to understand it. Process one position, single iteration. For a given position, find minimum in remaining array and place it there. So this function tells us Place minimum at what index? Okay, at what position? Place this minimum element at what position? Okay, yeah, cool, cool, cool. Try understanding. It's very much new for us. I know that even me writing logic, even me thinking over here, it does take some mind. First of all, just keep repetitive things to be in your mind. Don't think a lot. Process one position single iteration. For a given position, find minimum in remaining array and place it there. For a given position, find minimum in remaining array. You will be given a position. We need to find the minimum in that remaining array and place it there. Okay. Function place minimum at. Okay. Cool. So this is my function. There will be function call, right? Yeah. Let us consider the array first of all. Okay. We have 64, 25, 12, 22, and 11, right? Yeah. And then we have place minimum at. Okay, place minimum at. So we want the minimum to be placed at what position we enter over here, right? Yes. So we want the place minimum at position 0. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, got that. Yep. So we want to place minimum at 0th position. First of all, what we do, we pass in the array and then the 0th index. Okay, we pass in the array then the 0th index. Cool, cool. Okay. Yeah. We pass in the array and then the 0th index. Okay, so our array would be over here, and this is the position that is being passed in here, right? Yes or no? Yes. Right. Yeah. Now going further, and we shall just console log the array in here. Fine. Yeah. Just focus, focus, focus. You get that? Focus. Don't let someone's thought creep into your mind. Focus. Because in this, survival is the best. It is very important that you build your own self, that you build your own self and not let others creep into your mind, because there will be many bullshit thoughts coming into your mind when you don't have a job, and there will be a lot many people who shall be just. Yeah. Place minimum at what position? Okay, yeah, great. We have the array, we have the position. Okay, great, great. We have the array. Okay, okay. Try understanding now. For a given position, find minimum in remaining array. You'll be given a position, find minimum in remaining array, place it there, place at this index. Okay, place at this index. Again, read once again. I didn't understand it. Read once again. For a given position, you are given a position, find minimum in remaining array, find remaining in the minimum array, and place it there. And place it there. Grow your own mindset. Come on. Find minimum in remaining array and place it there. Think of it and grow. Think of it. Think of it. Think of it. Think better. Think better. Come on. For a given position, find minimum in remaining array. For this position, can you find minimum in remaining array? So finding minimum in the remaining array. So this is it. Find bind minimum index from. So that shall find me what? The index of the minimum element in the array, right? Right? Yes or no? Yeah. So let minimum index equals to find minimum index from, and you have this array and position. What they shall find me? It shall find me. You are providing me a range from where in the array to find minimum from that range to the last in that range. Okay, that minimum index shall be put in this. That's great. That's great. Okay, yeah, cool. Yes, and then understand it. So this is providing me what? This is providing me minimum index from that will give me the index of that minimum element, right? And that is being put into minimum index, right? Yes. Now I want that this element which is very much which is minimum of this array to be placed at the index that we have provided, the position that we have provided, that is 0. Can we do that? Yes. Now what is it? We have to swap this index with this in the sense this index with this 0, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So what do we say? Swap only if minimum is not already at correct position. Swap only if minimum is not already at correct position. Okay. Swap only if minimum is not already at correct position. Okay, how do I know that which is the correct position? Yeah, that is what you need to understand. This over here I will have 4, I get that. This is 0th index. My element to go over here, that requires swapping, and that also requires that. This is giving you a range, okay, that has nothing with something else. This is giving you the range. That range helped me find minimum index. I found 11. 11 in the sense 4 as minimum index. So this shall return me what? 4. Now my next thought process is, if my minimum index is not at correct position, okay, now if minimum index not at correct position that I have specified in here, right? This is the position and this is the minimum index I got. Minimum index I got 4. The position that passing is 0, right? S on OS. Then I would say swap. I'm going to make use of this function swap. Whom am I going to swap? I'm going to the swap the array I'm going to specify, because it does take array as first parameter, and then I shall say the position which is 0, and then the minimum index, right? S on, yes, right? S on, yeah. Now if you see what will happen, minimum index earlier it was 4 and it's not equals to position 0. Then I shall make use of swap. Then we shall pass the array, and then index 1 being the position. What is that position? 0, and then this being 4. 0 and 0, say 4 and 0, those are getting swapped. Okay, yeah, and then I will get this. Yeah, that is what it is doing. Now what if for a given position, now I specify position from the second index. Let me say, see, second index, play, okay, position, find mean the remaining array and place it in there. So from the second position, if I say, what will happen from this, I'm telling, I specified the array is going in there, 2 is going in there, find minimum index is going in there. We have start index, that is the minimum index 2, and I equals to 2, and this is again 2, right? Some yes, 2 being 2 compared, if it finds, okay, yeah. Now what will happen over here? Now what will happen only over here in this, whichever the minimum elements index, that is going to be this one, right? I start from 2, 2, 3, 4. It will find 4 over there, right? Great. Minimum index being 4 and position being 2, they are not equal, so swap will happen between them. That is, this element shall come up over here and 12 shall go at the last. Yeah, great. And then 22 remains over here. Great. That is how it is going to happen. Great. So here we got to know that place minimum at, we got to know that how place minimum at works. Fine, yeah, great. Now we will, this is what we do, right? In the selection sort, if you understand, we'll be comparing this with whole of this array, and we find that minimum. We first of all consider this one as minimum, our first index as our minimum, and we compare this with whole of this, and from this we get this one is minimum. If this one is minimum and both of their index are not same, we shall swap, right? Swap it. When we swap it again, we start from this range and we find the minimum, which will be 5. Again we shall compare and swap, right? Yeah, something like that. Okay, the next question, the part 5. Repeat for all positions. Apply the process to all positions from 0 to n minus 1. N minus 2, sorry. Second last. Okay, what is it? Come on, tell me. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. Yeah, I am not understanding this part. Okay. Take a pause, think about it. Think about how it is. Try to plot it in your mind. Because these are 5 things I'm able to learn with one problem itself. Okay. It's very important. It's very important to understand it. Now repeat for all positions. Apply the process to all positions from 0 to n minus 2. 0, and this is the whole n, minus 2. If it is 5, minus 2 would be 3. From 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, till this part. Apply this process in the sense place minimum at this process to all positions from 0 to n minus 2. Okay, so function selection sort complete. Okay, selection sort complete. Understand this. Okay, now what does it take? Okay, process each position from 0 to second last. Selection complete does take an array which is the same array. What has been mentioned in here. Okay, that array we shall be passing in here. Okay, yeah, and here we say process each position from 0 to second last. Okay, yeah, for let position equals to 0, position is less than array dot length minus 1 position plus plus. Then we say place minimum at array position. And this one, let me console log this part. Okay, yeah. What would happen? Position being 0, position is less than array dot length minus 1 second last index till that it used to run. Okay, position plus plus and then place minimum at. I want to iterate this. How do I do that? Right? Yeah. Let us iterate that. When position is equals to 0, okay, yeah, and position is less than array dot length 5 5 minus 4 4. Okay, yeah, we have place minimum at, we pass in the array, we have the array inside it, and we have the position being 0. In here goes the array. Okay, and the position, okay, goes the position. So position goes in is 0 and the array goes in is, so position over here. So understand, array is our whole array going in, position going in is 0, right? Yes or no? Yes. From there we'll find the minimum index from 0 to that of last, 0 to that of last. So we'll get this. Understand it. Come on, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Okay, come on, man, come on. What will happen in here is 11 shall be placed in here, and on its position 64 shall be placed. Right? Yes. Right? Yes. That is what will happen. And again, here we will return the ARR. Okay. Yeah. No worries. Understood. 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 Now position will be incremented. Position will be what? 1. Okay. Position will be 1. 1 is passed in here. 1 is passed in here. Now from this it will start till that of last one. Okay. Till that of last. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. And what it will do, it will find the smallest, it will find 12, and then on the place of 12 it will swap 25, 22, and then 64 shall be there. Then is when position becomes 2, it will start from here till here. It will find the smallest being 22, and it will place 25 on the place of 22. Fine. Yes or no? Yeah. And then and then I will be 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3. I will be 3 in here, in here. Okay, come on. And in this, the search will happen. It will find that the position and the minimum index, both of them are same. It need not to swap, right? Yeah. And it will stop till here. Great, great, great. I understood it now. Why it goes till that of this array dot. Why it goes to that till that of n minus 2? Because when you sort, when you actually, it's not sort, sorry, when you find minimum of all of this array, the last element shall actually be the largest of all, right? You need not to find minimum in that thing, right? Yeah. You need not to compare this thing. You get that? Yeah. Great, great. So if you see, it will be 11, 12, 22, 25, 64. Great, 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 great understanding. Still I would need more understanding this part, right? Yeah. Great. So if you put the final all of this together, you will see. Let us put all of this together. Okay, what we have learned here, let us put all of this together. Let us put all of this together. Okay, inside a class. Okay,